All right, today, boys, I'm going to teach you guys how to get a lot more FPS in Tarkov, or basically just eliminate stutters and make the game feel smooth, because I just bought a new computer, and when I was playing on it, I upgraded from a 1070 to a 3090, and the game just felt either the same or worse at times, and I couldn't really figure out why, but I figured it out now. I stumbled across some thread on Reddit that explained this, and I'm going to basically put it into a video format because this helped me tremendously. It's helped one of my friends too, and yeah, it's overall good. But first, before we start, I'm going to do a disclaimer. This only really works if you have hyper-threading on your CPU. It will still give you some kind of FPS boost if you don't have hyper-threading. We need to make sure first, before you try this, that your CPU has hyper-threading. So all you have to do is go into the bottom left on the search bar and type this PC. Right-click this PC app, hit properties, and then under processor, you basically just need to copy this entire thing, Control-C, and then go over here and type in hyper-threading after it. Paste it in, type hyper-threading. A little thing will pop up here. Does the blah, blah, blah have hyper-threading? And hit the little drop down and it should tell you if it has hyper-threading or not. Now, if you don't have hyper-threading, I will tell you what not to do, and I will also tell you what to do. So I've linked this down in the description. It's called Process Lasso. All you have to do is come to the site, hit this blue button that says download free. A little thing will pop up in the bottom left, and execute that file and run the whole setup process. Everything is default. Don't fuck with anything. Don't touch anything. Just go through and hit okay, yes, finish, whatever. Set it up and then open up the Process Lasso. So once you've gotten the app open, you're going to see all this confusing stuff. It looks pretty confusing. First, I want to say make sure you have Tarkov open so you can find it in this list of processes. If you guys can find it in this list of processes, then good. But you can type in escape right here and it should pop up if you can find it. If not, open the game and you will be able to find it then. This is how you get extra frames, and this is how you make the game smoother, okay? Go to the Escape From Tarkov.exe and right click it and go to CPU affinity, go to always. We don't want to do current, we want to do always, because always saves the settings that we're doing. Hit always, go to CPU affinity and uncheck every other odd number CPU. If you do not have hyper-threading on your computer, do not do this, okay? It's not going to give you any performance boost. In fact, it might actually make your computer run worse if you uncheck cores. I just would not mess with it if you don't have hyper-threading. If you have hyper-threading, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, and so on, depending on how many cores you have, up to 63. I don't have that many. Just uncheck every odd number. So 0, 2, 4, 6, and so on need to be checked, and then go ahead and hit OK. After that, right click again, CPU priority always, hit high. This will just make it run at the best it's capable, and make sure that the priority of your CPU is going towards the game, because this is a very CPU intensive game. So for the people who don't have hyper-threading, this is the one setting that may give you an FPS boost. And when I say an FPS boost, it may be within the 5 to 10 range, but that could be the difference between the scope looking very shitty when you zoom in on a 6 times versus it looking smooth. So I would definitely recommend doing that. That will help with your FPS a little bit. But for the boys that have the hyper-threading, this tutorial is mostly for you guys. So in the bottom right, there's this little up arrow thing. Hit this. A little green box will pop up. That's the Process Lasso thing on your toolbar. Right click it and make sure you have Pro Balance enabled, Smart Trim enabled, and Performance Mode enabled. Another thing to mention, I'm going to show you guys my NVIDIA control panel settings for the 3D settings. If you go to NVIDIA control panel in the bottom left, click on that, go to Manage 3D Settings, Program Settings. And I know I'm going fast, but I don't want this video to be some 10-minute drawn out video. I just want to help you guys. And yeah, I also stream on Twitch if you guys want to watch me play Escape From Tarkov. Not that you fucking give a fuck. You're here for the FPS, right? But I just got to plug it. Anyways. So make sure you guys have vertical sync off in the NVIDIA settings and off in game. I know that other tutorials will tell you turn it on in game, turn it off in NVIDIA settings, or the opposite. But I've found that if you want to uncap frames nowadays, you just have to turn in NVIDIA Reflex low latency, turn that on and boost. Boom. Also, make sure you go in the game settings and you have automatic RAM cleaner on and only use physical cores. Okay, this is an important one. You have to have this on. So after you hit that, hit save. After that, you should be all set. Restart the game before you go back into it. Just restart Tarkov and go back into it. You might have to mess around with those settings. The VSync specifically. Maybe turn on VSync on NVIDIA and turn it off in game. or vice versa. It seems to be per computer, so you might have to do tests, but you'll know if it's working or not, because if it feels extremely choppy or like you're on 60 hertz, then yeah, that will not be good. So, and you can test this on an offline map on customs. Just look up in the sky, turn the FPS counter on, and then turn this thing on, and you'll see should be a major improvement. On interchange upstairs, looking out the window, I was getting 90 FPS before this, and now I get 130 FPS. And I tested all of this in an actual match, not in offline mode. So it has turned my games into, it's basically like I'm playing Tarkov through a pair of glasses or something. It has definitely made my Tarkov experience way better. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope it helped you. It helped me tremendously. It's not going to help everybody, because if you try this and you don't have hyperthreading, your game was already working how ours should have. But if you do have hyperthreading, which is like i7 processors, i9 processors, most of them at least, this should help a ton, because the hyperthreading actually works against the game. I don't know why. I'm not that computer nerdy, but yeah, if you guys actually had some FPS boost come out of this video, make sure you subscribe and leave a like. I'm going to be posting Tarkov content. I'm not just an FPS guy. I just saw that this worked, and it's not really well known at least, and I'm going to try to make it a little bit more well known, because it helped me a ton, and it basically made the game, I was playing a different game. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next Escape from Tarkov video.